Good morning, it's Rich from Marvelous Ministries. Today, in my To Live Like Christ series, I want to talk about the strongest attribute you should have as a Christian: love. See, our love that comes from God should be the strongest thing known to us. And that's what we should be known for. I hope and pray that that will become the strongest thing about me: love. I mean, if we think about the fruit of the Spirit, it's of the Spirit, it's not of our flesh. See, the challenge I see in life is our flesh gets in the way of God's Spirit. We can inhibit God's Spirit from flowing through us to others. So when you talk about love, my experience in life as a young child was that I didn't feel loved growing up. All I felt in my home was discipline and probably frustration and irritation of parents and siblings having to deal with me because I was so high energy and wild and crazy and probably just too much to handle. But what it did to me inside of my mind and in my heart was that I didn't feel loved. And so for me, going through life into my teenage years and beyond, what I so desperately wanted was to be loved. I wanted somebody to love me. And the difference being a Christian is God wants us to give love, to love people. First to love Him, and then next to love everybody else. And that should be the strongest thing about us. Not our flesh, but His Spirit. And that would be love. If you're going through life and you're struggling that nobody likes you, or nobody wants to be around you, or nobody loves you, and you just desperately want to be loved, well, are you lovable? Are you kind? Are you gentle? Are you patient? Long-suffering? Do you help people, or do you hurt people? See, hurting people end up hurting people. Those that are hurt and wounded usually aren't fun to be around. And the voices that are in their head can be so destructive and so damaging. And they may not be aware of why they don't have people care about them. They may not be able to see it. I mean, how many friends do you think Saul had? Real friends, people that loved him. Well, when he became Paul, he had to teach people or show people who he is as Paul instead of who he was as Saul. You have to erase or cover the sins of Saul with the love from Paul. Love covers a multitude of sins. So if you look in the mirror, as I try to, think about, what kind of person am I? Do they see Saul or the old Rich? Or do they see Paul, the new Rich? There should be a marked difference between somebody led by their flesh, their hurt, wounded feelings, compared to the Spirit of God and love. Not being desperately wanted, but freely given. Thanks for watching.